We are live. It's been a minute. I haven't been on live in a minute, but we in the building. We showed up. Let me know how y'all feeling. So we're going to be talking Airbnb money. If you're watching the replay, you're watching the replay. If you're watching it live, you know you're watching it live, but we're going to get straight into it. Oh, you already here. Hold on. Dang, you straight to it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hold on.
How you feeling?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Good to know.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk this Airbnb stuff, Airbnb money, helping people get their space. And yeah, that's gonna be that. So before we actually, you can hear me? I feel like it's buffering.
I can hear you.
Am I buffering?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, get straight to it. Before we get straight to it, if you could just give an intro, and then I'll give an intro to myself as well, and then we'll just, get straight to it. So go ahead.
Do you want to kick off since it's your show?
Hey, I believe in ladies first. I believe in ladies first, but okay, I could start. What's up, y'all? My name is Michael Benjamin. I am the CEO of Consumer Ammunition Tactics, or CAT. This is a logo. And basically, I help people with credit repair, credit education, consumer law education. There's different consumer laws that helps you not only be able to get negative items removed from your credit report, but you can, live the life that you're supposed to be living as far as taking control of your credit report. So that's the work that I do as far as helping people. And yeah, that's a little bit of an intro about me. So
Okay,
let's go, Precious.
Yes. Well, hi. For those of you that may not know me or may not have come from my side of the Instagram, my name is Precious Price. Some people know me as the face behind Airbnb Money. I am a real estate entrepreneur in Atlanta, Georgia. Traditionally have a background in marketing, so that's kind of what fuels all of the different businesses that I have. I've been in Airbnb for, I would say, a little over 3 years now, and I've done Airbnb all of the ways that you can think about doing Airbnb, from corporate leasing to flying under the radar to building the structure to buying a structure to renting somebody else's house. I've done it all. So really at this point, I'm just sharing my experience with other people, sharing what I've learned thus far. Really, I think I'm nearing about 250,000 in terms of everything earned via short-term rental.
You know what I'm saying?
So things have been good. Like, yeah, that's really it. That's an intro for me. I'm sure we're gonna hop into everything else as well.
Yeah, let's go on, Mario. All right, let's get straight to it. So we had a podcast interview. For those of you guys that are on Precious' side, I have a podcast. It's called the CAT, Consumer Ammunition Tactics Podcast. That's why we're here. And basically, we just talked about Airbnb and how its relation is to credit, but we want to actually cover more of how to actually go about finding space. So let's say my credit is where it's supposed to be at. What's the first thing I should do as far as, looking for spaces? What should I be aware of? What should I avoid? And things like that. Can we get into that?
Yeah, of course. So if your credit is where it needs to be, that's going to make things so much easier. When we talk your credit, we're talking your personal credit, your FICO, your Experian, whatever it is, your personal credit, because your business credit is going to be separate. So when you have your business credit, when you have your personal credit in order, that affords you way more opportunity and you're able to get into the Airbnb game a lot faster. And I say that because those who have at least started the process of corporate leasing, this is the process that many people are, I guess, they know about, most popular, they think is the best option, and for some people it is, but it is going to be a lot easier for you to gain a corporate lease if your personal credit is in a good place. So if your personal credit's in a good place, the very first thing you need to do, no matter what, is start building some business credit. Even if you're not going to use it, start building it just on the side as you are doing everything else. Then at that point, since your credit is good, you want to go and talk to some places, call around. I would say, I personally like to tell people, you're going to go through a lot less hoops if you go the private owner route, if you go a landlord, if you go a homeowner route. Some people want to go the luxury apartments. Just understand, if you are going the luxury apartment route, your credit needs to be A1, your personal credit, in addition to your business credit as well. So if you have perfect credit, and in order to get started with Airbnb, really you just need to start calling around and building that business credit on the side. However, you are not necessarily going to leverage that to then get into the apartment. You're going to be leveraging your personal credit and still letting them know that you are doing Airbnb. We are not being slick with it, but still letting them know you are doing Airbnb. I do not recommend that. That's not the route I recommend at all. But that is what's going to, like, I guess that's what it affords you if you have a good personal credit. But I will say that it's like, there's not much difference in terms of, let's say you're somebody with really good personal credit versus somebody, for instance, who has really good business credit. You have just as many opportunities as somebody with really good business credit. And I think that's the beauty about Airbnb. Not even Airbnb, but the beauty about just business credit is that because it's not necessarily tied to your personal credit, it helps, though it can be. So that's a whole little business credit spiel.
Okay. So some people might be like, oh, I don't live in Atlanta, like Precious. Would you say that it really matters as far as your location? Like, what should people watch out for? What should people not care about?
No, watch out for all of the touristy locations, the locations where everybody is at. So for instance, here in Atlanta, as you can see, we all know that Atlanta has been the on and popping place for Airbnb for a long time now.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to see that many people, including the government, has caught on. So now they're introducing these short-term rental regulations. They're introducing all of these hoops that you have to jump through just to get into this, I like to say, short-term rental game, not even just Airbnb, because it's not just Airbnb. So I would say the best thing that you can do is steer clear of those very, very hot touristy locations with a ton of other people. Because if you are going to go, though, like many people who decide to go that route as well, you don't necessarily have a specific or unique target. So you're going to be listing your space just like everybody else is listing their space. And there's, I don't know, 500 other Airbnbs who are offering, okay, you got a nice view, you right downtown, but what else? Like, you're not catering to anybody. You're just sitting here and trying to make money. So I think that makes it a little harder. So no, you do not have to be in Atlanta, Georgia. I told y'all that I have a background in marketing. So by trade, I am able to, like, I don't know, identify opportunity, if that makes sense. So I feel like there is a market for literally everything. I could be out in Arkansas, but if I understand my marketing, let's say, for instance, I'm right outside of, I don't know, an Army base, then that is going to become my target. I'm going to be targeting people who are going to go see their family that's in the service or what have you. But you really have to have an idea of who you're targeting.
Okay. So I want people to have no excuse, right? As a result of watching the live, so where they could start the Airbnb. What would you say is, it don't got to be just one, but like, what's like big mistakes people make that stops them from even, being successful Airbnb?
Well, I would say number one, like, not really running it like a business. Like, a lot of people, and I think this is just because of like the social media culture that's been created. So many people are pushing this, okay, well, I'm making money from my phone. I'm working from home. I'm on the beach. I'm doing this, as if money's just falling into their account without any work.
Yeah.
And people get into the short-term rental space, and a lot of them are very surprised by the experience and what happens. And that's a lot of why, at least on my page, I share the good and the bad. I'm going to show you the numbers, but I'm also going to show you the broken beds. I'm going to show you the lost money. I'm going to show you it all. So I think a lot of people tend to get into this game, and it's like they want to treat it immediately like a side hustle. And in order for you to, like, really, I guess, make some real money in this and succeed and scale how a lot of people do, you are going to have to put some skin in the game. You're going to have to put in a little work. You could sit here and say that you're going to automate everything. You're going to hire this team and you're going to do this, but you are still going to have to, at least at the beginning, watch over to make sure that those things are being done correctly. I think the best realization that I had as an entrepreneur myself is realizing that people aren't going to care about your business the same way you care about it. They're not going to put in the same amount of effort. They're just not. So really just understanding, like, that is the biggest piece. And then biggest mistakes as well, I would say the location piece, but we've already touched on that. Trying to go to the hottest tourist location, and then they get their Airbnb unit up or short-term rental unit, and within 2 months time they haven't made any money that rent on top of their own rent is piling up. So then now they got to close out their unit. I think that's a huge mistake as well. In addition to starting to call around, you should not, well, I would say just for experience, absolutely get started calling around, asking about corporate leases. But a lot of people make the mistake of, let me just go apply to this apartment because I have a business and I'm going to assume that they are going to go ahead and approve me. No, before you actually apply, because all of these places have application fees and we don't want to waste our money. Before you actually apply, you need to make sure, okay, do I know what the actual requirements for this particular place and their corporate leases are? Do I have my business in order? Do I have a paydex score showing up? Do I have enough money in my business account? I think that's a major piece that a lot of people miss, and then you start wasting money or just throwing money down the drain immediately when you get into this, so that you're not going to have any discretionary funds within your bank account within a month or two.